Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Centered Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. Help me welcome Aley from Heart and Soul Connected and
Hi.
Val from Dragonfly Crystals and Next Level Channeling. And here we are, Sisters of the Mystical Tarot. And you notice we're a couple sisters short. Well, they got a little lippy, so what can I say?
Had to push him along. But it is the summer. So.
Yeah. So Sherry is actually she's doing a collab with Michelle Marie on Michelle's channel. And Sharon, for those of you who don't know, has come down with mono. And
Sending
so
off the
her,
love.
yeah. And so she said her energy level, towards the end of the day just saps. So, and she will probably take the rest of the summer off to recuperate, which sometimes we got what I've been on too long today. Exactly. It's going to be that kind of show, folks.
Understood. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. So, Aley, what's happening on your channel? What's happening with you?
Oh, what's happening? So, let's see. Tomorrow I've got Mark back with Diana. We have a good time together. Three of us on Medium show. And I'll be doing angel readings later on in the evening because Kim Copeland was supposed to do it, but she's just had some surgery. So I'll be covering for her. And then Friday, we have a story in the cards in the evening.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So,
looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Yep.
Perfect. And how about you, Val?
Oh, gosh. I was just looking to refresh my memory. But actually, I just have the normal shows coming up. So tomorrow will be Lightworkers, Messages for Lightworkers with Marina. 83, episode 83, if you can believe that.
Wow.
And also, that's so amazing. And so looking forward to that and story in the cards. I just want to remind everyone, Aley and I are doing a class for psychic mediumship, and that is on August 3rd. It's 3 classes, so definitely sign up for that if you are interested at dragonflycrystals.store. Also, there is on the 21st an Akashic Record class, so you will learn to read the Akashic Records July 21st. It's a Sunday, so please check out that also on dragonflycrystals.store. So they're coming up. So
that's something I actually need to know as well, so I can be there with you.
Perfect.
Yeah. Excellent. Wonderful.
Perfect. Yeah, you guys, you'll enjoy the classes. I know anyone who's ever taken.
And Marina's classes are great too. Yeah. How are yours going? Good. Are yours going
not
well?
too bad? Not too bad. I'm not slowing down. The excuse me, the Achieving Union 30-day class starts on the 1st of every month. And it's self-directed, self-driven. So every day you get a short 5, maybe 10-minute video from me with some exercises. And the idea is that at the end of the 30 days, you'll have a much closer relationship with spirit, and you'll be able to kind of tune into when spirit is talking in your ear versus just noise. All right, you can tell the difference. Also on Sundays, I've got the soundtrack class as well as intuition or ego. And those are just, one is a 2-hour class. The other one is about an hour and a half. So if you want more information on that, look in the description of the video and it'll show you my website, or here's the website, which is this way, marinasheartcenteredtarot.com. go on there, look at the services, classes, and you can book yourself right there.
Book yourself crazy. By the way, the exercises that you give are not burpees or stomach crunches, right?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not. Do I look like I exercise?
You can only see from your head up, pretty much. So
No.
you don't have a fat head.
Yeah, no. I do not. It's something that I've never taken up. So,
Okay, no problem.
so don't forget, excuse me, while we're talking, kind of the what's going on the channels and whatnot. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you go over to Aley and Val's channels and, subscribe over there as well, because it helps us get the message out to more people. Right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, it seems that it's the day for calming people down and reminding you to stay positive, stay focused on good energy, and keep yourself grounded. Don't let the noise of those trying to keep you in fear put you in fear.
Right.
So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Aley, you can go. What's your thought?
Well, I was on with Nancy Jean earlier. We were talking about Project 2025, and there's no way that I want anybody to think that they have to rush and watch it out of fear. But I do believe that we need to be looking at what is available to happen in the world if the bad people get in. And it is a playbook. Nancy Jean was saying it's so much like Mein Kampf.
Yes.
That it's unbelievable. Yeah. So, it's hard because, those next door apps, I was looking on there for something and somebody was like, everybody needs to read this 2020. And other people are going, it's fake news and all this. It's not fake news. It's pretty scary stuff, but I'm not operating from that fear level. I'm trying to actually back away from the fear level, but I do believe the awareness is urgent for all of us and for others, especially those who may or may not read it. So I haven't been watching the news for the last 3 or 4 days, and I'll just get tidbits of things like AOC sending Thomas and Alito to the Justice Department or for impeachment, that kind of thing. And I know Linda said that in one of her videos that things are going to blow over within a month or so. But what's upsetting me, and I have to keep saying, okay, just get into it, are people coming out and telling him to step down all the time. Step down, step down. It's like, shut up. They don't tell the other guy to step down.
Exactly.
But you're going to tell the good guy to step down? So
that's how you know people are or not people. That's how you know the other side is afraid, very afraid, because there are the ones that are saying, "Oh no, he has to go." No,
I totally agree with Marina on that. That is a fear-based reaction.
Yes, it is.
And when I just saw in the news that George Clooney just did it,
yeah, I know.
And I have to say that that's really a shame that he is that fearful.
I know.
Frankly, it's all going to, be water under the bridge. In a month or two, nobody's going to pay attention to that.
Exactly.
But yeah, so getting into this peaceful mode of not being in fear, and how you do that in this situation, you've got to remove yourself from the story.
You do. Yeah.
You have to stay in this space where everything's a play and you're here for the game, the Matrix game.
Right.
And, how are you going to be inside of this game? well, what's the key to winning the game? Remembering who you are,
Right.
a creator being here, to remember this and experience everything as an illusion. Just see it that way.
Right. That's right.
That pulls you out. That pulls you out of that connection with the drama. Puts you in that neutral space. It may sound counterintuitive to some of you, but it actually removes your energy from the situation, and you take your power back.
Correct.
And so you can make better decisions in your life. Everything is from that neutral place. And, try it, because you can be at peace, even in the biggest chaos going on, because you see, well, it's just stuff happening. But if you stay in that neutral place, you can also use your intuition to see out there what is the clear energy for what's coming forward. And you can see that Biden is going to be the next, presidential candidate. He will be the nominee, and he will win.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
If you can read the energy out there and feel it. But to do that, you have to be in neutral. This is the space you want to find yourself in.
If a man like Viktor Frankl can be in Auschwitz for 3 years and live with that hell and be able to walk out of there because he empowered
be normal.
Be normal. Right.
Yes.
Then anything is possible. He says we just have
to.
He lived by visualizing things that were beautiful, even in the midst of chaos.
Aley, I love that, because I know when you're in that neutral space, you can visualize. Because when you're in the fear is down here in your lower chakras. Yes. Really, pretty much in your root chakra or your sacral, that stirring of your security. Mm-hmm. You can't really do much from there except stir up more stuff. So you have to bring it all back, bring it into your heart, and picture what you want, not from a fear position though. The power is all within you, claiming it back, bringing it back into center, getting into that observation mode. And then you have the power to change your life, change everything. Exactly. And bring forward the timeline that you want, where Biden wins. Everything is going in the way of the divine feminine and bringing light to our planet. And more of us do that, the better.
Yeah. And it's just as a reminder, a lot of people that come into our chat are, especially when we're doing readings, want to know what's happening, want to know what's going on. Well, if you ask us for a reading and we give you a reading, you believe us. So when we tell you to think positive, to not get drawn into all the drama and everything else, believe us. We're not telling you this because we want to be dishonest with you, or because we just want to be Pollyanna. Oh no, everything's great. No, if there was something there, we would absolutely tell you. But taking the energy that you are focusing on when you are in that negative frame of mind is negative. Right. And if intention follows thought, or thought follows intention, and you're down here on the bottom, universe is going to say, oh, look at that, wants a little more worry. Okay, here you go. You're the world's best manifester. You got what you want. So think positive. When you hear someone talking about, oh, Biden's too old, Biden's this, even you don't have to say a word. You just, in your head, you repeat to yourself, that may be true for you. It is not true for me.
Yeah.
That's all.
Because you get to be right about the reality that you're envisioning. You get to be right.
Oh, absolutely.
It will happen.
Yeah.
So let's envision the what is best for all of us.
And if you're working at lower levels, if your energy is down at a lower level, it gets eaten up by lower level entities, so to speak. And I'm not saying demons and all that stuff, but what I'm saying is it sort of brings all those lower things to you. Your resistance goes down. You feel terrible or you're sick because you're wallowing in that kind of energy.
So
Yeah.
absolutely. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so if you want a quick raising of your vibration, get on YouTube and Google one of those Sophia, whatever they're called.
Yes.
So, yeah, those higher frequency. Listen to that for half an hour or even 10 minutes. Your vibration.
Yes.
Or watch a funny movie. Watch
Yes.
watch a cat video if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's all kinds of things to laugh at, but you can just laugh yourself silly. Do that.
It raises your vibration like crazy, and you don't even have to do anything. All you have to do is sit there and enjoy it.
Thank you, Tammy. Tammy says, "Hey, cute hat, Marina. It's Calgary Stampede time. Okay, every July, 10 days, wearing cowboy hats, cowboy gear, cowboy boots, Western dress, and all that good stuff. And we kind of go a little crazy and we go yeehaw a lot. And you can travel.
And you boot scoot. Don't you boot scoot? You boot scoot.
Darn straight. Absolutely. There are Stampede breakfasts every day in probably 5, 6, 7 locations that you can go down for a free breakfast.
Free, everyone.
Free Stampede breakfast.
We got to plan better next year, Val. We got to go
I'm
up there.
telling you, we need to get down there at Stampede time.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So this is my week to don on the Western gear, and because any other day of the year, if I went out like this, people would look and they point and they would remind you it's not Stampede time.
Oh.
Mind your effing business.
Exactly. So yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
Lorraine Orr is right. She said McConnell appears really old and freezes up, and they still keep him in. I know. I don't get that.
Yes,
and they don't talk about it.
Right.
Well, but something also interesting is they don't talk about the Jeffrey Epstein things that are all coming out now, and or that are going to absolutely come out. From the Florida case and everything that are being released. Yeah. These things are not going to be picked up by the Trump media network. Well, we'll call it the project.
They're all involved. They're Washington Post, the New York Times, everybody is. Even Rachel was calling, and that really disappointed me when she.
Yes, and so MSNBC, any of those, they're all. So Project 2525 owns. We're just going to say it seems to be a whole network. What do you call that? Whenever conglomeration where it's all the one voice.
Yeah.
So what does that leave you? It leaves you with propaganda news.
Right.
What do you do when you got propaganda news going on?
We should reword that 70s song in the year 2525. We should reword it in the year 2025. If man
is still alive.
If Trump is still alive.
If woman can survive.
If women can survive.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to make me killed, Marina.
Yes.
It goes up and down my body.
Yeah. Because we women are pissed.
Yes. And I mentioned this earlier when I was on with Linda, but this isn't something that is only happening in the US.
Right.
This is happening worldwide.
Yeah.
And I have a cousin who's still, he's always lived in Croatia. And we communicate back and forth on WhatsApp all the time. And he has been sending me videos and things that talk about, can this be true? And, there's a little bit of conspiracy theory in there and whatnot. And I have to keep reminding him that this isn't happening. This isn't real.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Just because someone shared it with you doesn't mean that it's real. Like, ask for the source. Where did this come from? And so it's coming from Europe. They're getting the same thing. They're being told some of the same lies.
Yes.
Right. That this is not just a problem. It's very visible in the US, but it's a worldwide problem. So
yeah, it really
look,
is.
France and the UK, they just blew the doors off all the naysayers.
Exactly.
So we can follow their lead.
Yeah, we can.
Definitely. Yeah, and don't whatever the polls tell you. It depends on whoever is giving you the information. They're going to skew the numbers so that it supports their particular point of view.
I always have to talk my husband off the ledge that way, because I have to say, look at what somebody's agenda is. Do they have an agenda? What's behind this? When it's a poll, when they're telling you this food is bad for you. Well, look at who wanted the study. Who is the organization behind paying for it? It's going to be the person that wants you to go with this or that. It's anything that you have to look at like that. You have to really ferret out somebody's agenda.
Yeah.
Because you don't.
Why are they sharing that information with you? Why do they want you to believe that? And what's in it for them?
Why? Yes, and it doesn't make it true.
No, it doesn't.
In fact, it probably makes it not true.
Not true. Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Ann says, yes, I can confirm this down under for sure. The general sentiment is one of nervousness, fear-based reporting, and worry for who will be the head if the allies and the impact on the Pacific.
Well, they had him, and he's crazy, and they don't want him again.
No.
So I can understand why they'd be nervous about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't.
Lorraine's saying, remember when the cattle ranchers sued Oprah when she spoke about eating beef? That's when she went to Dr. Phil, and that was her first Dr. Phil connection, because she was saying, what's going on here? But here's the thing. Yeah, absolutely 100%. If you have an agenda, whatever your agenda is, and somebody doesn't like it, or somebody wants another agenda put out there, you're going to see a lot of lies come out about different things and different people. You have to pull your feelings back from it all and go, well, you know what? Does that even make sense? Who's saying that? Really use your critical mind to figure out the truth. Because you know what? 9 times out of 10, it's a big story.
Exactly.
That's
exactly true. It is. And it's amazing that we are that we have to defend a man of principles and honor against a liar and a grifter.
A liar, a grifter, and a convicted felon.
Convicted felon.
Yep. A rapist.
Who doesn't pay his contractors, who doesn't pay his bills, who filed bankruptcy 6 or 7 times. Yeah, come on.
All those things.
And
remember when he made fun of, everybody's right when he made fun of the disabled guy in 2016, should have been the end of it.
It should have been.
It should have been.
Yeah, that should have been it.
It was the Project 2525 that put him in and had him there no matter what, because they couldn't, or they put themselves in position to control the media. They put themselves in position to get things like the Russia people, bots out there to say terrible things, making up stories. And you all heard it, folks, that he had, whatever tabloid, making up stories literally about other people to discredit them that were not.
Although
Yeah.
Reagan's the one who really started this whole
Yes,
thing.
he did.
Reagan's the one. And Reagan also didn't have much left up here when he was president the last time he was president.
It was Alzheimer's. And he really had it then. And he was like being, he had handlers. And it was all about Project 2525 at that time. And he implemented many of that.
Absolutely.
And it's still going strong within, the various branches, judicial, judges, and all kinds of people who are all still in place that the Republicans put into place. So just think about that for a New York minute.
And yes, Ellen, Hillary was absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
And she warned everyone, no one would listen. And Aspen Third Eye says, Reagan in 1981 implemented over 60% of the Heritage Foundation plan.
Yes, correct. The Heritage Foundation is Project 2525, folks. And it is really unbelievable how many people belong to that group and were in the Trump administration, by the way, the whole entire administration running everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
And if you get a chance, watch the documentary Bad Faith. And it talks about Christian nationalism and how the pastors have been able to hornswoggle to go to the polls and vote for who they want. And that's what they said. The pastor tells us who to vote for.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Which is totally against everything we stand for in the United States of America.
That's right.
It's freedom of religion, freedom to vote secretly with no one knowing what you're doing. You're not voting for because somebody told you what to do. No, that isn't.
It is triggering. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It must be. It must be mentioned that that's okay. I was watching Monticello about Jefferson's home, and it was actually bought by a Jewish man after he passed. And he said he was so proud to be an American because of what Thomas Jefferson said, that we're all created equal. And it went on and on about all of that stuff. And I said, oh my God, and we're still dealing with it. He said, they didn't say that America was supposed to be a Christian nation. And I thought, can you tell
the opposite of that?
Exactly.
They have freedom of religion.
Yes. And they were fighting it then, and they're still fighting it now. It's just crazy.
Freedom means that if you want to be an atheist, you can be an atheist. It's not going to take anything discredit you to be whoever you want. That's like saying you have to go to church every day and get your card stamped. And at the end of the month, if your card isn't stamped and you have empty places, we're not going to give you your salary for the month or whatever. I mean, just think of it like that.
I know.
Yeah. Think of it like I work for the man and the man watches what I do and how I show up in my life. And if I don't say the right things, I will. It's almost like having a little AI bot floating around with you, watching you. Like,
wait a minute. Have you had your period? Oh, you did? Yeah. Oh, then you must be pregnant. So we're going to watch you now.
Yeah. You went to the doctor and talked about fertility or blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You need to come in and we need to have a hearing about this because we don't understand what you're doing. I mean, right?
Yeah. No. And Eileen said, have any of you heard of Agenda 47? Yes. I've been seeing more info about it. It's supposed to distance the convicted felon from Project 2025. Is this true? It is true that, he came out with this Agenda 47 or Project 47 or whatever it is. Now, here's the deal. When Trump was asked about Project 2025, he said, I know nothing about it.
Right.
I know some
Yeah.
things. Some things are just, kind of out of whack, but I know nothing about it.
Right.
How do you know
They
that something is out of whack
Yeah.
if you don't know anything about it?
First of all,
Yeah.
here he is on a screen behind him, the Heritage Foundation, and he's standing there at the podium saying, and the Heritage Foundation, blah, 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 and they made all this possible. The Heritage Foundation this and the Heritage Foundation that. So he's caught in his red hot lie, big lie.
Well, it's like if you didn't have sex with Stormy Daniels, then why the hell did you pay her $130,000?
Yeah.
That's why she showed the pictures of them,
Yeah.
you know what, and there were, and she did show them. So, folks,
Yeah.
if it comes out of his mouth, he says, I didn't,
It's all a lie.
just reverse it because you know better.
Well, and he says whatever he's doing when he says someone else is doing it.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
So you know his crimes because everything he accused somebody else of, they're all his crimes.
Is what he's done.
So,
yeah. So Laura Hammond Davis is boiling and collecting feathers. Excellent. Good plan.
Don't get any tar involved. Yeah.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. And she's boiling tar and collecting feathers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what? We have, for any of you that have listened and watched Aley for some time, Val for some time, me for some time, you know that we have been telling you about this for some time. We've been saying these things are going to happen. And when you let go of the fear and you look at it and you say, okay, I understand intellectually what is happening here. And this is, it's like a house cleaning. You're not picking up that little feather duster and just kind of going here and there. You are cleaning house. You're starting at the top. You're moving things out of the way. You're scrubbing down the floors. You're washing down the walls. You're getting into the windows and in the windowsills. It's necessary to do all that in order to have a better outcome, a better future. So
delouse the house.
Delouse the house. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then, to use that house metaphor, you're doing all the cleaning and, you try to get your kids involved. Hey, I need someone to clean up the bathroom and whatnot. Oh, I cleaned it up. No, actually you didn't. Look, there's dirt everywhere. Oh, I didn't see that. They'll come up with excuses. There are some things that people don't want to see. You just have to remind them that this is happening for a reason. Right. At the end of all this, you're going to be able to look back and say, oh, geez, that was a pain in the patootie, but hey, look where we are now.
I have to tell you, gals, when my mother lived through World War II, and my father in 1942 was gone for 4 years in the service in the Army, and didn't even see my brother till he was after 4 years old. But I remember asking her as a teenager, Mom, why the hell didn't you do anything about, not her, but everybody, about the Holocaust? And she said, Alice, we just did not believe that would ever be true. Well, everybody, take your blinders off because we're going through the same thing. And it's true. It's true. And you have to accept that even though it may not be your truth and you're trying to distance yourself from it, that there are some characters out there that are showing people who they are. Yes. And we have to believe them when they show us. We have to.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
You really do.
So it's one, I know for myself, when I encourage someone to go read that Project 2025, I'm encouraging you to read it, not to scare the bejeebies out of you, but to help you become informed so that you're able to connect the dots for yourself.
So when they're making laws, you go, aha, they got this domino to fall. Oh, and how many others?
Yes.
You really
Right.
pay attention to that. And that's why we need a democratic House and
Yes.
Senate, and we need to
Exactly.
be able to pass laws and do the business of the country, which we haven't been able to do as much.
And govern everyone, not a chosen few.
Yes.
Right.
This,
Yes.
yeah. Who was that said, yeah, a country divided cannot stand?
I think it was Jefferson. I want to say
think it was.
Yeah.
I think so.
And excuse me. And it is so true. Now is not the time to be divided.
Lincoln. Thank you, Lorraine.
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Now is the time to come together and put your faith behind the man of honor, the man who has a moral compass and is going to lead you to where you need to go, instead of, especially now, saying, oh, Supreme Court said I got immunity. Guess what?
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing. Okay. They said I could. But he hasn't done that, and he's not going to do that because that's not who he is.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
put your faith in Biden. Vote blue up and down the ticket, from dog catcher to president. Don't even look. Yeah, just blue. Vote blue.
Well, it reminds me, FDR was not a person that was he wasn't well. He couldn't walk. He was in a wheelchair. He had polio. What? And a couple of times his wife had to make decisions for him because he couldn't do those things.
Yes.
So we've had presidents in the past, and I'm not knocking Biden. I think he's already shown us what he can do, but he's also got some really good people around him. And,
yes, he does.
And so, yeah, it's important. Yeah.
He most certainly does. I think, and he's also backed by Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Let's, even for a moment, if we look and say, oh, okay, well, he's 81 years old. Well, what happens in year 2 of his administration and something happens? You got Kamala Harris to fall back on.
Yeah.
This is an extremely accomplished woman who has done so much for so many different organizations and so on. And I saw a video the other day, and it really made sense to me. And it was something I hadn't thought of, but it was right in front of my face. The job of the vice president has always been, it's ceremonial. It's this, it's that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
While a man was VP, it was, don't even look over there. Now, all of a sudden, a woman is VP. What's she doing? What's she up to? Can she do this? Can she do it? Is she qualified?
Yeah. She's too emotional.
Yes.
Give me a break. Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah. Kamala's there. There are other.
She was a prosecutor. This woman is so smart. It would blow your socks off. She could talk rings around anyone. And she has a great mind. Having had all of that,
exactly. And Betty White was 99 and sharp as a tack.
And Dick Van Dyke is still out there too. Dick Van Dyke did all kinds of stuff recently.
And he's really sharp too. I just saw him do a video. He's sharp as a tack also.
Exactly. So that age is a number. That's all it is. It's a number. And I've said before, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you were?
Yeah.
So, he's.
Yep. Yeah, I get
Trump isn't too far behind Biden. It's not like Biden is 81 and Trump is 52.
Right.
There's 2 years apart.
Who poops in a diaper?
Yeah, I
Okay.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when he's in the middle of a debate, he does that on.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
If you're going to
And-
talk about a body wearing out, now, if we talk about a mind wearing out, we also have the problem. We have the problem with Trump. And actually, there are two psychiatrists who have a YouTube channel who started to talk about this. And
Yes.
they're shrinking Trump or something like that. Check it out, Google it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you will find that they have absolutely been able to say this man has dementia. He's got all the signs and he's exhibiting everything related to it.
Oh yeah, I think he's got Lewy body as well, which is not Parkinson's, but it's the way he stands and he has to hold things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you're right, Dr. Ann. Dr. Ann said, and that's in New Zealand, we had an unmarried mother as prime minister, and she worked out just fine.
She did. Jacinda Ardern. Yeah, she was wonderful. She was.
Absolutely. And I remember her going into Parliament and breastfeeding the baby.
Oh, good for her.
Nothing could be more natural. Anyway. Yeah. Don't give.
Well, before the patriarchy rose at the advent of writing, we ruled the world, ladies. And we're needing to do, and there's still 12 grandmothers of the clan in the Native American that tell the chiefs what to do, when to go to war, that kind of thing.
Don't forget that. And just remember, I know it's not written in the Bible because the Bible was written by men, folks, and they did adjust some things. But Jesus had women apostles, and Mary Magdalene was an apostle, just like the men. She wasn't there at the table just out of, she was there.
Yeah.
And who's to say that she wasn't at the table until, this was written, a couple hundred years after, after Jesus,
1,000 or more. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm going to write what I think I need to write, and I'm going to paint what I need to paint.
What you
this
want,
is my representation.
Yeah. What's your agenda? It's funny. I remember taking a class and my professor said, the person that put the Bible together is like us writing about the Civil War, like we were there.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Which cannot be done. It could be done poorly. Yes.
Well, you could write about it, but you'd have to use historical records.
You're going to have to take a lot of it with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
First of all, there's a lot of violence in it, and there's a lot of kind of bloodshed, kind of eye for an eye and tooth for tooth. Kind of
a lot of begetting. This one,
there's
a lot of begetting.
There's a lot of begetting.
And things that are not exactly virtuous. So which religion do you want to follow?
And don't get off. I have to tell you one last Mary Magdalene thing.
Okay.
The whole Mary Magdalene fallen women thing, that is a lie.
Yes.
That was a lie that was told. She came from a very wealthy family, by the way.
Yes.
Very wealthy. And all that story actually was started because some other lady who, by the name of Mary, from another town, this was not, she funded from her family's fortune a lot of Jesus's.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah. So,
absolutely.
And they were married. So,
right.
They got married. Right. So, you just have to realize you have to take some of this with a poetic grain of salt. If you don't.
And Muhammad's wife was Haditha, and she kind of took care of a lot of stuff while Muhammad went and got the stuff for the Quran at the, but she was a businesswoman and she was like 16 years older than him or something. And she took care of everything. So we don't hear about her.
We won't hear about that.
No, there isn't a lot of talk out there about women in history, and that wasn't by accident. That was by design.
Yeah.
Women were for a good long time were the decision makers and involved in a lot of things. In fact, if you go back into the Jewish Torah, particularly when it came to women's rights. Oh man, a Jewish woman gets married and her husband signs a contract that he's going to do this and this and this. And she is encouraged to roll that up and carry it with her wherever they go. So that if he ever needs reminding, here it is, you signed it.
And they also made it so that if a woman is a Jewish woman, marries a Jewish man, and they have children, she is the one who passes that being a Jew or that Jewish faith and religion down, not the man.
Not him.
So that you have to say
it follows,
it's by design so that the woman remains strong in that family setting. She's the one giving life to everything that makes sure that the family line stays in the Jewish faith.
Yeah.
Of course, that's man-made, but I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
This is some of those things you might not realize are out there.
Yeah.
And
and it was, as there needed to be an opportunity for men to take over some of the things that the women were doing. And, you have to understand not the whole population wasn't educated at the time. There was only certain people who could read. And so they were the ones who would interpret whatever might have been written, right? They read what the king wanted. They read what the church wanted. They put their own spin on things. All of a sudden you have someone who is a benefactor to Jesus, who is there on equal footing, a supporter. Well, we can't have that. So we have to knock her down a peg. So what are we going to do? Let's make her a prostitute.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
let's shame her. Let's shame her. Right?
Let's shame her.
Exactly. And don't forget, years and years beyond, we don't realize it. And I know they found this written other places. Women were priests in these religious orders.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, as it went through, they thought women were getting too powerful and they had to step them completely out and make them like nuns or whatever. They were, in some cases, they don't even have women allowed in organizations that are religious. But it's not really the business of being religious at that point when you're controlling like that. So
exactly. Yeah. Aspie
I remember that Aspie. Yeah. Hammurabi's Code.
Yeah. And could own business, did business. Absolutely.
So now isn't it time in this era that the divine feminine is going to reemerge as a powerful force? And it's not about women. It's about the divine feminine within all of us in this instance, the male and female part of all of us. We have both sides. It's there.
Right.
That divine feminine is about your heart and your compassion and love for others. And this is what we're calling forward as a world in this new higher frequency.
Yeah. We would be no better than some of the old crazy white men right now who are trying to tell us what to do. If we did the same thing and said, no, women are going to take over and we're going to teach you guys a lesson.
Right.
That's not what it is.
That's not what it is.
That's not what it's about. We need a kinder, gentler, more responsible world. We need to think in terms of we instead of me.
Yeah.
And know that there is more than enough here for everyone.
There is.
How many vehicles does one family need? How many vehicles does one person need?
Right.
How much
Right.
money do you have to feel secure? And it's always a case of I need to get mine before you take it away from me, or that kind of. No. You know what? The more
That's a fear. That's a
else,
total fear.
yes,
Yeah.
it is. And someone along the way somewhere told you that it is, it's us against them, right? Them are the people who are not like us. We don't want to have anything to do with them. Them are the reason that we are, living in a house that requires maintenance and all that kind of stuff. It has nothing to do with the fact that we're a bunch of lazy asses who haven't had a job in 5 years and can't be bothered to go out there and look for something. It's not our fault, it's their fault. That's how they've kept everyone apart and divided and stoke that hatred. I mean, the fall of the former Yugoslavia was perfect example in modern times, where up until the fall, Croatians, Serbians, Montenegrins, under Tito, everybody got along, right? You lived side by side. It didn't matter. You didn't ask, who was. And as kind of as the country was falling apart, it happened because a number of, for the sake of argument, I would thank you, Celtic Terror Sheila. Yes, there were some Serbian members of parliament who said, hey, it's really unfair that a lot of government officials are Croatian. They're the reason, right? And the Croatians did the same thing. No, it's not us, it's you. So, they literally tore the country apart.
Sure.
And what happened? What'd you gain from it?
Yeah. It's just really dividing everyone up so that they can control you.
Yes.
What is the strongest thing you can do throughout history is to gather together.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't matter what the subject is or what's going on.
That's right.
Gather together. There is strength in numbers and power in numbers. But the power we're talking about is the power of unity and love, the power of brotherhood, the power of oneness, the power of everyone deserves to be in this melting pot of prosperity. Yeah.
The more you share, the more you will have to share. And there is more than enough for everyone. That's it. We can absolutely we can create the world that we want to live in.
Absolutely.
We do have that power. So yes, our values have changed to money instead of people. Absolutely. True. And that's something that's fairly new, because you know what, I remember, and it wasn't really that long ago, where if you ask someone how much money they made per year, that was it was taboo.
It was secret. My parents never, sister and I never knew how much they made. We could guess.
No, how much they made, who they voted for.
Yes.
No, never knew.
No.
It was all sacred and kept completely. In fact, my parents used to say they didn't know who each other voted for because it was your sacred and
it's your own business.
Yes, your own business. So
exactly. So you guys, you have been so fantastic, and I should have in the beginning said hello to everyone who has joined us. I kind of let it go, and before I knew it, we were like, oh, yeah, okay. I can't go back now and say hi, but I noticed each and every one of you, as I know that Aley and Val did, and so grateful for you
Appreciate
spending
you.
this time with
Yeah,
us. Yes.
definitely.
Yeah. And I hope that you'll take some of what we are sharing with you, and let it resonate, let it kind of ferment for a little while. Don't give in to the fear. Catch yourself when you start to think, oh my gosh, what about this, what about that? May be true for them, that's not true for me. I choose
check out Mary Thornberry, what she says. I love it. It's a great way to end, if you can find it there.
Looking for it. Mary Thornberry.
Yep.
Here we go. We are actually living in incredible times. We are able to feed and house everyone in the world at the moment on human work and technology. Yes.
Isn't that great?
Absolutely.
It's finding the beauty in the most simple ideas and the most, and the things that are going right that is important to do. Yes. Thank you, Mary.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely, Mary. That is fantastic. Yeah, just concentrate on those things. And I am so grateful for all of you for joining us, for being here, for the way that you interact with each other. And I really love this community.
We are very blessed to have you as a community.
Yes,
absolutely.
Because this is a very lovely environment to be in.
It is.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know what I did to stumble into this little coven of love, but
and it's a pretty good thing.
It is. Yes. Come here, my pretty.
Diana Bowles said, we're like fly fishing people in,
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're all wonderful. And they're all wonderful. Thank you.
Wonderful. So thank you all for being here. Aley, Val, thank you so much for doing this every week when we get together. I never walk away feeling anything but pretty proud of what we accomplished.
Grounded and grateful.
Absolutely. And I love that. So next week
is Val, but Sharon can't do it, right?
Yeah, Sharon won't be able to do it. So next week is going to be Val.
Oh,
you know what that means? That means I have to go adjust my calendar.
I know. I'm scratching off Sharon. I'm writing Val right on here. So
there you go. Yeah.
I have the right name.
I'll have to redo the calendar and send it out.
It's funny. I always email Marina. Marina, is it?
Who's on first? Who's on first?
Who's on first?
It's my personal calendar.
Right.
Absolutely. All right. Before I let you go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for being here, and we will see you next week. Same bad time. Val will be our hostess, and we'll look forward to that. So take care. Have a great
thanks, Selena Andrews. Welcome to the community.
Yes, absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Bye.